Are we all almost done? Almost? Okay. Friday, how many more left? But how many more do we have to go? 11 more? All right, so what we'll do is we'll do like 3 or 4 more. We'll take a break, do the survey, 3 or 4 more. That way it's not such a big long gap. And Roddy, make sure you add it to the list for our debrief, but next time we'll have them email us the slides ahead of time. Okay. So that at least 50% and we'll go more smoothly. Yeah. Uh, Work matters. Um, yeah, we're gonna change it. What do you think? You'll need like 5 more minutes? Is everyone done with at least the first 7? Is there anyone who's not done with at least the first 7? Raise your hand if you're not yet done. Raise your hand if you're not yet done. One person not yet done. Not gonna name who that person is, but one person not yet done. All right. All right. Next, what do you take out one of these things? Things. And on fold paper in half. You all know how this goes. Fold the paper in half. And on one side, put the word do, and the other side, do not. Do. Other side, do not. Okay? Under the do, you could put a smiley face, and on the do not, you could put a frowny face, just so you remember which is which. Got it? Do not write your name on this. And we are going to, hopefully everyone wants to stick with us in Iron Sharpens Iron going forward. It would be great. We usually have a very, very high retention rate. People usually want to protect their seats for years. But in the event that someone decides to let go of their seat, I will go and find from our waiting list someone to put into the group to take the empty seat. However, it's our group, not just my group. And I want to be respectful of the fact that you're investing not just your time, but also not just your money, but also your time and your energy to be there. So if there's someone who you think would make the group better, someone who would make you happier about going to the group, someone who you would look forward to sharing with and exchanging ideas with and having lunches with and dinners with, put those people under the do. These are the people that I would like to have in the group. And if there's someone who you would like to not have in the group, this is a perfectly nice person, nothing wrong with this person, just not someone that I particularly want to spend my time with, not someone I particularly want to feel that I feel comfortable sharing my business plans and my strategies and my hopes and my dreams and my weaknesses with. Just someone who, for whatever reason, you just wouldn't want them in the group, right? You don't have to say they're like the worst person in the world. You just wouldn't want them in the group. Got it? The only thing I'm going to ask you to do is on this paper, just let me know if it's group 1 or group 2 we're talking about. So on the front side, just put 1 or 2. If you're in group 1, if you met yesterday, you're in group 1. If you're meeting tomorrow, you're in group 2. Got it? So on the left side, some names of some people you'd like to have in your group. So on the right side, people you'd like to not have in your group. If you're sitting next to the person you would like to not have in your group, just hide your papers. Okay? So just take a minute to do that, please. Just take a minute to do that. Could be either one. We're looking for people who are not an ISI. And you're like, well, I would love it if this person would join our group. Or I would really like it if you would please not offer the empty seat to this person, because I'd really like for this person who's not in the group, I'd like for them to not get into the group. You get it? So if someone in your group gives up their seat, I'm going to fill that seat. There's no doubt the seat will get filled. We have a waiting list. We always have people dying to get an ISI. But there are people who have been dying to get into one of my ISI groups for years. And every year, there's a few people, their names keep showing up on the frowny face side. And the group has just made it clear they would like to not have these people in their group. And so every year they say, but I heard you have an opening. And I have to like make up a new excuse du jour, right? Like, so you just tell them different reasons why, but we don't let them in the group. That means everyone here was never vetoed. Everyone here was not vetoed. Lots of people on the waiting list. I'm not giving you a big list of people on the waiting list. You don't need to know the people on the waiting list. All you need to know, if there's someone who pops to your mind, you're like, I really would like to not have that person in the group. If you don't find the person so distasteful that they come to mind, then I'm not going to take your opinion of them that seriously. Tell you something that's fun. Every time I do this, and I've been doing this for 5 years with one group, and I guess the second group is brand new, but I've been doing this for 5 years with one group. And every time I do this, sometimes you'll see a name show up on everyone's I want them in the group list, but that's not common. There will be someone whose name will show up on like a few people's I want them in, but not on other people's I want them in. Are you getting what I'm saying? But when there's names that show up on the I do not want them in list, and they show up on like everyone's I do not want them in list. And what's really interesting is those people have usually wound up to be the biggest, let's just say those names wind up on our DNR list. Because that's like the early warning sign. Like when I look at, and like this, there's a particular name that shows up on everyone, do not let them in the group, do not let them in the group. And I'm like, but I thought that person was perfectly nice. And then I go and I check with my team, and my team's like, oh, that person's a nightmare. I'm like, what gives? They're so nice to me. Like, yeah, because they're on their best behavior with you. The rest of us, they treat like shit. And we don't renew them. What they go off and do after they leave how to manage? Some of you can probably guess. I did not say that. Those words did not come out of my mouth. I didn't insinuate it. I didn't spell it out. I did not lip sync it. All right, everyone got their papers? All right, pass them up, please. Just pass them to the middle, and I'll just collect them. You don't have to. You got no one? No one yes, no one no, you don't care? Anyone? Put them on the list. It's anonymous. I don't know who's writing what. I'm working on it. I got a spreadsheet here. It's more complicated than that. All right, I'll look at this later. All right. Last question. Last question. To the extent that we can, and we can't always do it, but to the extent that we can always put these groups back to back, right? Would you think it would be a good thing, a bad thing, or you don't care if we said that someone from one group can visit the other group? They don't get a hot seat in the other group, and they don't get feedback in the other group, but they can sit and visit to just kind of see, feel it out. In other words, they're not going to get a hot seat, and they don't get feedback. They want to come and check it out. Maybe once, like a one-time pass to visit. That's good, bad. Right. So for example, you're in group number 1, Pietro's in group number 2. You want to go see what they do in group number 2 and how group number 2 might feel different than group number 1. Pietro wants to come to group number 1 and listen to all your sexual innuendo jokes. Yeah.
which they don't make in group number 2. Group number 2 is like much more demure and polite, and I'm just saying they are what they are, right? And yet we've already established that you used to no longer, and look at you, no longer dressing like an old lady not having sex.
Yeah.
That was her feedback from the last group. You dress like an old lady is not having sex. That was the feedback.
Yeah, that's what I got.
That's polite code word, right? Now it's your second meeting. I can say it more clearly. She was. Look at you now. Yeah. All right, so think about that, and we'll just do another vote anonymous because I don't want anyone to be embarrassed. All right, and I'll get your thing later. You're like, I'll do this. I'll do this.
Like an audit, if you want to sit in on the other group, whether it goes back to back or not.
That's what I'm talking about. If you want to audit, yes, that's the idea. All right, Joel. Sorry for the delay. Thank you for your patience. What? Who? What? Well, I got to check with. I doubt that the people with the $10 million firms want to come to any of your groups. No disrespect. And I have to ask. I'm just talking about for my groups. Yeah. Who's after Joel? Paul, yeah, get up and put this on the loop. Joel, let's do it.
All right. So I'm here to talk to you about snow blindness in cats. Wait, that's the wrong note. Sorry, guys. My name is Joel Hudson. I'm with Carrollton Injury Law, basically a suburb of North Dallas. We do nothing but personal injury, and we put personal back into personal injury law. So what I want to talk to you about today is recruitment. Raise your hand if you want to hire the A players, right? I should say everyone's hand up. So I learned this from Arjon in an iron meeting 1.5 years, 2 years ago, probably. Interviewing is just as much about recruiting as it is finding ways not to hire somebody. So that sparked me to actually prepare a recruitment video. Obviously you can tailor your job ad for, the type of culture you have and things like that, but it just doesn't speak as much as actually having a video that you're talking from the heart, telling about your culture, your firm, the type of A player that you're looking for. So in the interest of time, I will just get that started. Oh, and by the way, we figured out that it works not just for job candidates, but it also works for your clients and PNCs to see as well. So we added it to our website on our culture page. Where'd it go? Oh, here it is.
Hi, I'm Joel Hudson. I'm the founding attorney and owner here at Carrollton Injury Law. I've been practicing for about 25 years myself and started my own firm back in 2007. After working for years with the dark side, if you will, insurance defense. If you're working insurance defense right now, I'm sorry, but I think you understand that it's a lot more fun to work on the plaintiff side and actually get a good result for someone who has been hurt in a case. versus trying to save the big insurance company a few dollars. I never had my heart in it, but I knew I got some good experience, and then I started my own firm doing plaintiff's work. Here at Carrollton Injury Law, we put personal back into personal injury law. And we mean that. We are way different from most injury firms. We care about our clients. We don't have voicemail here. We answer our clients' calls. We keep them in the loop. We answer all their questions, explain the process. They feel comfortable through the whole process. Like I said, we don't have voicemail. If we take a message, then their call is going to be returned by 10 o'clock the next business day. We want to foster a relationship with our clients so they're so happy in the end that they're willing to give us a 5-star review. Yes, but more importantly, that they'll be a raving fan of our firm. It's a big source of our referrals is from our former clients. We want them to send all their friends and family to us, and they do. We've got people that are on their 3rd and 4th car accidents. They get another car wreck a year later and they don't hesitate to call us because of the relationship they have with us. If you check us out online, you'll see all the 5-star reviews we do have. But I want you to look a little deeper too and see how genuine that they really are. They're very specific. Most people that call us, that find us online, have read our reviews, and they called us because they said we had the best reviews by far. That's not by accident. But that's because we put personal back into personal law, and we mean it. We're looking for someone that has that personable, good communication skills, that understands that culture. We're a no drama office. We come in, we work hard, we do a great job for the client, and then we also have fun. We all like each other. We have firm lunches, we have firm retreats outside of the office. We'll have an occasional firm happy hour, things like that. We work hard, and we also like to play every now and then. Listen, you're not gonna ever have to wear a suit at my firm. This is what I wear just about every day. Golf shirt and slacks. Friday is casual day, and that includes jeans and tennis shoes, even for attorneys. We do nothing but personal injury. About 80% of our cases, car wreck cases, about another 15-20% would be things like premises liability, slip and fall, maybe an occasional dog bite case. I think another big thing that sets us apart from most injury firms in this area is that we do take the time to evaluate a case up front to make sure it's profitable. And I don't mean just profitable for the firm. Like I said, we put personal back in the personal injury law. We want to make sure it's profitable for the client too. And, if we want to be able to justify our fee such that even after paying the firm's fee, we want to know that that client's going to get more in their pocket than if they handled it themselves. And if they're not, we tell them. We're straight shooters around here. We let them know that they should probably handle this case on their own. Here's why. We'll even give them some pointers on how to do it. Why do we do that, you might ask? Well, those are raving fans also. Believe it or not, it's a big source of my business. I've got people that I declined a case a year, 2, 3 years ago that are still getting our firm newsletter that now their husband's been in a car accident. And they'll call us up and they like that initial candor and honesty. And they call us up to, tell us about this new case. So they remember us for being personable and caring for. If you're looking to, work in a firm that's no drama, has an all-star team that all gets along, and we all have a common purpose of caring for the client. If you have that level of empathy that we're looking for, and you know how to push cases forward to get them to a resolution for our client, then you may be our next all-star employee. We are growing like crazy. We have 13 employees here in the office now. We're signing up about 3 times as many cases as we were this time a year ago. And we're looking for someone that's ready to join the team. If that's you, I look forward to meeting you soon and showing you more about how we put personal back into personal injury law.
All right. One thing I'll add to that is, we do add it to our, actual job ad as a link. So I mean, I make it a point, if I'm doing the interview, a lot of times I'm not doing the interviews in my firm anymore. But they get to know me and what I'm all about because this video is here. And I always ask the candidates, did you watch the video? You can tell when they didn't. I watched part of it. You mean part of it? Bullshit, you did not. But yeah, seriously, it's like, you can tell the ones you're gonna hire are the ones that watch the video. More than likely, they're gonna say, before you even ask, I watched your video, I liked your video. So, thank y'all.
Alex, you gonna get Paul set up? Who's got videos? What's with you, Paul? Nothing? You're limping. All right. Who's using videos in your marketing? I mean, in your recruiting? In your recruiting? I'm not raising my hand because it drives me fucking insane that we haven't been using videos in our marketing, in our recruiting. We used to, and then we stopped because all the people that were in the videos aren't here anymore. So we had to start over and we just haven't got around to it, but it's a great idea. It definitely works. What I would talk to you about is talk more about culture, talk more about values, talk more about mission, talk more about why you do it, talk a little bit more about yourself, make it more personal. You know, this is acknowledge to people like this is you're going to be spending a lot of time with us. You're going to be spending as much time with us as you might spend with some of your friends or family. So we want to make sure that this is a place that's right for you, that's right for us. And you know, if that video was 10 minutes longer, the right candidate would watch it 3 times. Right? The right candidate, if that video was 10 minutes longer and spoke to those things, the right candidate would watch the whole thing. And then that candidate would let their spouse or significant other say, please watch this video and let me know if you think this is the right place for me. And then they'd watch it again themselves and they'd watch it again. You can't make a video like that too long as it's really personal and relevant and speaking to those things. So great job. Ready to go? All right. Is that on?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Hi guys. Paul Seabrook, Seabrook Family Law, San Jose, California. You know, a lot of you guys I don't know, so I'm gonna just give take a couple minutes to kind of explain what I've been through. 2020, I grossed 520,000. It went to 1.4 million the next year, then to 3.1, and then to 4. That 3.1 year, 2022 was a pretty good year for me. 2023 was when we hit 4 million, and the plane started to wobble. You know, there was some, you know, I hired a PLA that I shouldn't have. And in November of that year, she came to me with a bunch of problems that were in my firm and said, how would you like to solve them, Paul? And not helpful. No solutions to any of the problems, okay? I found an opportunity to bring somebody else in, and she took the 14 problems that my PLA helped identify, solved them. She found 50 more problems and started working on trying to get this solved. And one of the problems I had was I couldn't I had a really tough time evaluating the staff, from attorneys and paralegals to the dragons and the marketing folks. I had a really hard time evaluating how good a job are they actually doing. And so this CEO came on and helped me. She migrated us from Google to Outlook. And apparently she said, trust me, Paul, this is going to be helpful. I could, okay, fine, okay, I just do it. She comes in, and after she does that, she conducts a survey of my clients and says, how do you like us? What do you like? What do you not like? Would you refer us? And the feedback we got was that they would not refer us, even though the legal work was good. The attorneys were good, the paralegals were good, but we uncovered a problem in our billing that they didn't like. Then the way we were, entering our time and the way we were billing, they didn't appreciate some of those things. And now we have to, we took that information and we changed the way we build. And it is like, what I'm going to share, it's so comprehensively changing the way my firm operates. We created these categories, okay, in Clio. This was something important. Before this, they would just track their time, and we wouldn't be able to identify what are they doing? People were hitting their hours. People were hitting their revenue. I've got clients who aren't referring and they're a little pissed off. What is my team doing? And there's some people that, I couldn't tell. I had this gut feeling that like this attorney is doing pretty well and this one is struggling, but I couldn't nail them on it. I couldn't evaluate it. So we had categories and we moved to Outlook, which allows us to export the activities in Clio into Excel to where we can do pivot tables. And one of the things, and now we can see where the legal team is spending their time. Drafting, we're trying a training thing here, so that's popped this up. Client communication, document review. We can now see where their time is being spent. This is collectively for last month. And then I can go in and look at any individual legal, any person on my legal team and look at what they're doing. And so last month, what we really don't want to see is document reviews skyrocket. Client communication is good, but if it's number one, then it's sort of a problem because you want drafting and court to be kind of the drivers of the case. We're in divorce. You've got to push the case forward. And so when we see court slide down, it's information I can use to investigate. And is one of my attorneys being too passive? Or is it just a quiet month? We now have, this takes 3 minutes to put together, and I can evaluate. I can also go into any case and do the same thing and see, is there how is this particular client doing? How is this legal staff member doing? And so it's been really valuable. We have also implemented some more tracking here. I call this my traffic light report. We see the clients in green. We run this daily, okay? We see the clients in green, we see the ones in yellow, and we see the ones in red. I'm able to go down and see that this client owes me some money, and we go back and we're able to track how many hours the legal team billed in the last billing cycle. And so the conversation gets to be had about, why hasn't this client paid? Why was work being done when there's no money in trust. They can't wiggle their way out of it. They can't, it's here, and it's information that is something that I can get quickly, and it's accurate. Another thing I'll show you, it coincides with all this new management ability that I have. And this is a case review list where we have created, I don't know if you guys can see this, client name. This is where they are in the trust account. What is the status? Who's responsible? You know, here again, what activity is occurring on the case? Who's the paralegal? Sometimes we have a supporting paralegal. Client notes. This is just, we were underutilizing Clio drastically. And so, when you want to like give a shit about your clients and somebody finds out that the client has been upset about something, or the client is going through a life event, we have client notes. We have this initial client goals. We have initial strategy. Has the strategy changed? Did they come in and order a number 1 and now they want a number 3? They wanted to fight to the end, and then they got our bills for a couple of months and they're like, okay, let's, did they change the strategy? What are the current action items? What are the upcoming hearings? What are the deadlines? And then the particular issues in family law, domestic violence, custody and visitation, child support, spousal support, discovery, disclosure, trial. And now my team has to complete this. And we can check on it. And oh, by the way, if I have to let an attorney go, guess what I have? I have the issues, I have, what has been done. And so with this case list and the traffic light report and the activity categories and, being able to analyze activities in Excel, I have skyrocketed my ability to provide feedback to my legal team, to evaluate my legal team, to deal with client complaints. If we get a client complaint, in the last, year or so since this has been implemented, I think I've had 1 negative review, and that was BS. And so it's having an impact. My Google rating was at 3.6, and now it's like 4.2. So it's had an impact, positive impact all around. So that's my share.
That's pretty cool. I don't really have much to add. That was really great. Thank you. Candace texted me and said one person has contacted her about the recruiting opportunity. That you? Yeah. Yeah. All right, well, anyone else, you're welcome to contact her. Ready to go? Not live.